Well, are we live? I think we are live. Good morning from the beautiful Maldives. And I am on an amazing atoll, or we'll call it really mini island. And I will explain to you why I am here at the end of the Chinese national holiday. Good morning, everyone. Let's just take that in for a moment here. We are, that's right, on the Indian Ocean right now, not far from Sri Lanka, not far from India, and not far from the capital of the Maldives, Mali, about a 50-minute boat ride away. And I hope our signal is going to hold, because this is going to be quite an amazing little live stream that we have here. Now, let me explain to you a little bit about the Maldives and why it is so important to talk about. So let me turn the camera around and say good morning to you. Hello, everyone. Now, let's talk about why this is an interesting place that I think everyone needs to really put on their vacation map and understand why it's so important. Well, it's the Maldives, and it is one of the #1 tourist destinations for Chinese. Now, how did we get here? I'm going to get into that as well during this live stream. What's life like on these islands? What's it cost to come to these islands? What amenities are available on these islands? Clearly, a beautiful pool is available. And that water out there is the postcard water that we see on postcards and dream to include such a vacation in our life. Now, these resorts accommodate everyone. Let's have a look at this resort here for a moment. And I'm just welcoming everybody into the live stream. Thank you for coming. This is basically the island. Not very big. This is where there are most of the accommodations. You can see main restaurants and pools. And these little blue water things are pools on villas. And then, of course, you can snorkel and swim right from your even over the water accommodations. Pretty awesome. And yes, the environment is very important here. There's a nice little slide if you have some kids, or if you're an adult and you're like doing fun things. Doesn't matter how old you are, this is the place to sit back and relax. Now, there are hundreds of these little atolls or islands around the Maldives. No, they're not connected by roadways or highways or anything like that. You either have to get here by speedboat or by, they call it propeller plane, or I don't know what it's called. It's not an airplane. I'll get to it in a moment. Anyway, just to show you guys, here's some of the things here, and thank you guys for joining this live stream. Here's some other things if you want to: parasail, wakeboard, fun tubes, flyboard, semi-submarine, glass kayak, water ski, jet ski, and the banana ride. Good morning, how are you? Good, 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 I'm back. So what do the Chinese like to do? They like the ski bob the best, or which?
This is not ski boat, this is the banana boat.
Okay, banana boat.
This is the ski boat, boat.
Okay. What's the most popular?
Most popular depends on which
yeah.
Most popular is fun tube, jet ski, this kind of thing.
All right, all right.
Boat as well.
I see you got a clear bottom kayak, right?
It's the glass bottom kayak. Yeah.
Glass boat. Well, look at that, hey? So everybody, this is a glass boat, and this is perfect to see all the marine life here in the Maldives. Pretty beautiful. I'll come back and see you later, okay?
Thank you.
Fantastic. Beautiful day today, finally, huh? Very nice. So we got some nice weather here today. And I was talking with that young guy yesterday, and he was telling me that certain cultures and certain countries like certain different things. And he said the Chinese really like the water sports as well. Now look at this water. Now you see the different shades here. This is a green, nice turquoise kind of blue, and then it gets a bit darker navy blue out there. And that's because the reef at that point drops off, and you will see a lot of fish beyond that point. Now there's the main, we call it jetty area. That's the reception area. So when you come in, you either come in by propeller boat, or pardon me, propeller plane, or you come in by a power boat or a speed boat. That takes about 50 minutes from the main airport, which is in Mali. Mali is the capital of the Maldives, one of the most densely populated. And we're going to talk about the importance of Mali and its importance to China and its importance to driving its economy, because we hear a lot about the Belt Road, and most of it we hear about it is logistical lines, ports, railways, airfare, airlines, air transit, all those kind of things, but we don't really see how it benefits countries from maybe the average person. You can see the beautiful swings there in Sengali, and these white things here are barriers to kind of slow down the crashing of the waves, which you can see there is some minor erosion here, but that these waves play a pretty big part on put it this way, these islands, they have to really understand how the water flow of these islands go. And that's done by them bringing in experts, physics experts that can understand wave formation, to make sure that these islands are not losing their coastal line, we'll call it. And the reef, the coral reef, is one of the most important things in this island. They are very, very aware of the ecology, the sea life that are going on here. And you'll see why most of these, and these are what we call over the villa accommodations. Now this one just happens to be the gym with, of course, a beautiful view. And you'll see that most of these gyms either have a professional on there. Now this is what we call a resort island, okay? This is a resort island. Now there's a difference. I'm going to get into what that means. And once again, I hope our connection's going to be good. 5G is available throughout this island. Thank you, China, for that. You'll see a lot of hardware that is used in these islands are imported from China. Whether it's a Huawei network or whatever, there is a collaboration of equipment-wise, whether it's hardware, some software, or some technology as well. We're coming up on some people. Hi, good morning. Hi. Hey, thank you. That's a couple from Shanghai I met yesterday here on the island. And here's the thing, I'm going to move forward with why China really is liking this place and why China is important to even smaller nations like the Maldives. Okay, so let's back up a bit. Maybe 10 to 15 years ago, the tourists that were coming to the Maldives were a lot of Europeans, Middle Eastern people, coming because the airlines were in close proximity. But yet here's this big nation of 1.5 billion people moving forward with its economy, moving forward with its prosperity, moving forward with its growth. And with growth brings prosperity, with prosperity brings, just gonna go past these guys. Hi guys, good morning. These are the repair guys. And just before I forget, is most housekeeping is done by men here on the island. I would say 95% of the housekeeping is done by the men. And the women are running most of the service or front-to-front, customer-to-customer, or customer-to-business, whatever you call it. Okay, anyway. But it's quite unique. So when I was talking about prosperity, I'm really focusing in on the desire to explore. And as these countries and its people, whether younger or older, there is a desire to travel to new destinations. Now, yes, Thailand was very, very important for tourism. In fact, over 50% of the tourists in Thailand before the pandemic were Chinese, and they were coming by the millions. And then a new kid on the block comes, and that's the Maldives. Now, the Maldives used to be untouchable to a lot of people because of the price. But nope, that's changed now. And it's changed in a big, big way. And here I'll get more into it. So we've talked about the Chinese starting to venture out of the usual destinations, the Singapores, Japan, the Thailands, Southeast Asian countries. And now they're in beautiful countries like the Maldives. Now, this is a typical luxury island. And I'm swivel the camera back around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. In the distance there's restaurants, adult pools, because there's pools for kids and there's pools for family and there's pool for adults. Good morning. Where are you guys from?
China.
What part? What city?
Beijing.
Beijing. I come from, I live in Chongqing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot pot.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right. Well, there you go. There's another Chinese couple and another Chinese couple coming as well. So China has really discovered this Maldives. Now, yes, some of these resorts are extremely expensive, but look what you're getting here. This is an example here. This is about 100 to 150 square meter villa yourself. Good morning, sir. And that villa includes a mini bar inside, and I'll show you what the villas look like when I take you for a room tour here in a bit. But these rooms are fully equipped, and of course, there is detail to the environment. The bottled water that is in the room is glass bottled, but it's produced here by reverse osmosis. They take the sand out of the water and make it drinking water. They have these facilities in the back of the island there. They have solar energy. Of course, they do have some facilities where they need diesel. But as advancements go, as battery power advancements go, these resorts become smart resorts. You can see bike riding. There's really no major vehicles on here except battery powered carts to help some of the workers get their products to their destination. So, smart resort. China plays a role in that. China plays a role in logistics. I'm bringing the product here. In fact, this is where the Belt Road initiative really shines. Give you an example, capital of Mali. Okay, 50-minute boat ride from where we are. Mali had an airport, not really attached to the main island, and you always had to take a speedboat across it just to get to the airport. For years, governments here were trying to get this bridge built, whether it was a lack of financing or a lack of expertise to finish it, or maybe there was internal squabbles with trying to get this bridge fixed or finished. Well, they asked the help of China. And lo and behold, that bridge got built, and it was a major connector to the island, bringing prosperity to the island and as well to the airport. The movement of people was much easier, which allowed even guests that would normally come in and wait at the airport and avoid Mali, they can go in and enjoy the afternoon or enjoy a few hours of the capital city, which brings in well-needed tourism dollars. With more tourism and with more money that came in, more prosperity came in. And that's where the BRI, or the Belt and Road, you could really start to see these stories that are starting to take place here. And it's important. And I can't stress enough why this is one of China's new favorite destinations. Because it's only going to be a matter of time before something like this is found. Okay. Now, you might think, okay, Alex, you picked a great resort. It's expensive. Sure, yeah. But I have a strategy on that. Instead of staying 10 days at some place that is relatively cheap but longer, maybe stay 5 days and double that budget on what you would pay for a room. Shorten the vacation, but maybe the experience is way different. Now, this resort, including food, unlimited food for breakfast, unlimited food for lunch, unlimited food for dinner, all the desserts you want to eat, we call it full board or all inclusive. For 2 people, for your own personal villa, is going to cost you, I think, for 4 or 5 days, approximately 20,000 CNY. Big ticket, sure, big ticket. But if you're saving up for a year or 2 years for the dream vacation, this is the place to do it. Compare this to what you would get in Hawaii. I've been to Hawaii. I've been to these other destinations. Hawaii is 10 times more expensive than this place, and I'm not kidding. And I would be very difficult to find the unique things that you see here in the Maldives. Let me turn the camera around. You'll see this. This is direct access into the water. And all of these little homes or villas, you can see a stairway into the water. So families snorkel. They have beautiful bathtubs, rain showers inside there. I mean, they're just inside these villas are amazing. And I'll show you the villa when I get back, don't worry. Well, let's just enjoy this for a moment. Morning. And I really appreciate you guys being live with me today. We got some sea life here. It's always good when you see birds coming in to chill out in a resort. And I'm going to tell you, there is a way to enjoy these islands or similar islands to this for as cheap as $30 a night. Okay? And I'm going to get there. I'm going to tell you guys about it. Wow. So peaceful. You'll see these here, these gray concrete things. Those behind those private walls are swimming pool. We can just peek there. You can see the swimming pools all along there. And that's for each individual family to have. Some come with pools, some not. Some are different price ranges. Some are bigger villas, some are smaller villas. But it's mostly seclusion. You can see in the distance those big towers there for communication. And you can bet your bottom dollar that China is definitely helping in that case with technology. And this is what brings these nations together. And the Belt and Road is something that is built with trust. The BRI is in over one... Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. The BRI is built and pretty much connected the relationship to over 152 countries worldwide and expanding and growing by the minute. Now, of course, there's a lot of Western media that says China is getting these countries into debt traps. But China is finally pushing back and saying, wait a moment. Our first goal is to get these economies and get these countries to a point where they can be trade partners or even setting of infrastructure that need to be trade partners. Ask the people in Thailand who sell durians if they're happy about the new international land sea trade corridor, which has, good morning, these are carts that you take to breakfast or wherever. As I was saying, just ask the Thailand people if they enjoy the international land sea trade corridor, which is a trade corridor, part of the Belt Road, which connects Southeast Asia to sell their products. Well, durian, with like many other fruits, coconuts, you name it, have a shelf life. And the faster you get that product to the store shelves or the sellers that they can find buyers for, the better. Putting it on a cargo ship, it taking 40 to 50 days, going through really complex customs systems. Wow, it could be detrimental to any business and the produce could be wasted. Yet, we're hearing some stories, and some very jubilant stories, that these trade corridors are cutting some of these times down to just 2 weeks. And when you hear stories like that, you hear these nations that are prospering. It's amazing. And these are nations selling back to China, 1.5 billion people, which is expanding everything. In the center of Chongqing, we have a shop that has many of these examples of the International Land Sea Trade Corridor, or I'll call it the sister part of the BRI, that whether it's Germany, whether it's Singapore, whether it's Australia, they're able to get their goods back into these provinces and countries much faster. Now let's look out into the distance here. We will see, this is solar. And these look like a water heating and filtration system up on top here. I'm pretty certain that's what they're bringing in. Now, that could be in a collaboration with some European engineering, and the Chinese are not afraid of collaborating with other companies for the better of mankind. You see in other countries, it's competition. They don't like competition. They sanction it, or they try to block it, or they try to do away with it. Well, the good news is that China is growing its diplomatic influence from its smarts of having the BRI. And the BRI is a very good indicator on how countries like the Maldives can prosper. Now, in this hotel, to be exact, there are all types of service staff here. Some of them are from China, welcoming the Chinese guests who are going to be, number one, tourists in this country, I would say within the next 6 months. Only because China just started opening back up from the pandemic in March of this year. Of course, I think it takes a full calendar year for people to get their travel plans in order. Now, if you flip the camera around here, you'll see more of the wellness involved in these islands. This is a total full spa where people can come and get a massage. So it's catering to all types of cultures and all walks of life. Now, I have another interesting story to tell you about the Maldives. One of the resorts I visited a few years ago said, Alex, our number one guest is Chinese. And I said, why are you whispering? Well, it's just, we don't know. They don't come to the swimming pool during the day. I said, well, you have to understand the cultures. Maybe they don't want to get sunburnt, or maybe they are avoiding maybe some skin issues, or maybe some of them are worried about skin cancer. Who knows? You just don't know. And I said to him, start understanding the culture, start learning the culture. What do Chinese people like to do? And he says, well, I don't know. And I said, hire some people, invite some guests down, do a Q&A, do a question and answer. Well, he took me up on that advice. Lo and behold, he put a KTV bar on the island. Lo and behold, he put these card tables that the Chinese, they love playing these card games. He put them out. Some of them installed them in the water and on the beach. And the Chinese were playing all types of card games, or mahjong. I can't remember the correct pronunciation for it. Anyway, let's have a look at the adult pool now. Beautiful, just tranquil. Today is going to be a beautiful day. Once again, all the services and amenities are here. This is a bar, restaurant, fully included with the price. These beaches are cleaned immaculately every single day. It's really hard to find this quality in other places. And seclusion. If you want to go somewhere where it's just you and the world and the beautiful blue water from the Indian Ocean, this is the place to do it. Now, on my way back, I'm going to talk to you guys about discounts and why you can actually enjoy an island similar to this for like $30. And we'll get into that. But let's chat a little bit more about why China is important to these islands. Well, the Maldives had a very difficult time during the pandemic. Pretty much world travel was off. It was almost impossible to get here, even though most of the resorts were taking heavy precautions and adapting to the new climate. It was still very difficult and a very, very tough couple of years for the Maldives. And then the borders start to open. And of course, China wasn't open at that time, guys. So it was very difficult for things to come back into full swing here. Now, as we know, the borders opened in March of this year in China. And there's one thing that I saw at the airport which put a smile on my face, and that was airplanes, people coming in from China. This was amazing. And I was happy to see it. And I was saying, what parts of China are they coming from? Well, they were coming from Shanghai. They were coming from Guangzhou. They were coming from Chongqing. They were coming from Hong Kong. They were coming from all over. And then you start to see airlines that are in discussion to increase the routes to come here. I came from Bangkok directly, and my flight cost was about $250. Now, there's two things you should note. If you want to save a little bit of money and time, try to pick an island that is accessible from Mali, the capital, by speedboat. That's going to reduce the transfer. Some of them give free, like this one included free transfer. But if you have to go up in the propeller airplane, it's going to cost you a few $100s each to come here extra. I'm just saying, if you want to save a bit of time and save a bit of the budget, that's what you do. Now, you'll see all types of sea life here. Mantras, reef sharks. That's right, little fishies like Nemo. They're all out there, and that water is bathtub temperature. Wow. I want to say hi to everybody on the live stream. I want to say hi to my team back in China. The team that has been working for almost a year here, bringing you these quality live streams. The Let's Talk China show. I just want to say thank you to my team, Gaowei and Yuan, for their amazing support coming in late at night or early in the days, or the preparation for these types of live streams. It does take a lot of preparation. Even this one, being out in the middle of the Indian Ocean, I'm hoping when I watch this after the live stream is over with you all, that the voice will be clear enough, not too much wind noise, and the picture will be quality enough. That's my goal. So crossing my fingers on that. Everybody is so kind here. All right, so let's get back to talking about how we can come to islands like this. Whew, and it's getting hot out. I'm getting a suntan just talking to you guys. So let's talk about how we can arrive and enjoy this on a budget. Well, very easy. Once again, here's where technology helps. Here's where trade routes help. Here's where applications help. Here's where WeChat helps. Here's where many things like that help. The interesting part is the Maldives has many of these villa islands, or we'll call them luxury resort islands. So let's just agree that you can find some for maybe as cheap as a couple $100 a night to thousands of dollars a night. They're out there. The deals change throughout the year, throughout the season. For all those bargain hunters or people that want a deal, everybody wants a deal, you will find them. You will find them on applications like Ctrip. Ctrip is very important in China. And that's where I booked my holiday from, using Ctrip. And using that platform is also good if you need to book in a different language, or you need customer support in a different language. So if you're from China and you want to book, go on Ctrip, no problem. You could pay by WeChat Pay in Ctrip for a Maldives vacation. Now that right there is interesting. WeChat connecting its application with Ctrip, which allows you to pay for your place, pay for your flights, pay for everything under one payment plan. So easy, right? So we agreed on that. Now, here's the other thing that has really, really expanded here, and that we have to pay close attention to, because this is another travel sector that is helping build the Maldives. And that's not necessarily the resort islands, which I believe it's 1 or 2 new resorts are opening up a month here. Hi, good morning, sir. So let's talk about the inhabited islands, or local islands. Now here's a difference. The local islands, of course, don't really have the same licensing for accommodations like most of these islands. Pretty much you will not see another small boat or any random person arriving in this resort. You're either coming from the hotel shuttle or from a seaplane. There, I've remembered it now, seaplane. That's the only way you're going to get to this island, because we're hundreds of miles away from other people. And all the other islands are 100 miles away from all the other islands as well. Okay. But the local islands are connected and very important, because some of these local islands help with bringing the staff. Some of them have facilities that may help with, could be islands that maybe are not bottling water yet, those facilities. So as this tourism sector builds, it branches out. But what branches out to these other islands is a whole new industry. I'm going somewhere with it. It's the Airbnb style of industry. Now these small islands, when I first started coming here, I've been to 10 resorts in the Maldives. When I first started coming to the Maldives, about 4 years ago, I started to see these small local islands have accommodation options. Hi, good morning. Good. And the prices, some of them were starting at $15 to $20 a night. Yep, same blue water. Okay, same nature, same sunshine, beautiful cloud, yes, white sandy beaches. But there's some things that you need to respect and understand while this change is happening in this country. Now this country, like every other country, has its own culture, its own rules, its own regulations, and religion. This is a Muslim country, which has, for most part, understood on these resort islands to help them prosper that some of these things that may not be allowed or acceptable, with an understanding of the resorts and the islands. For example, I'm talking alcohol, that you can consume that on most of these big resorts. Now, when it comes to a local island, you will find, and this could be a good experience, a very good experience for people, even that come to resorts. I think it's a fantastic experience and opportunity for you to see how the locals live and how they are also about to prosper, and maybe help them with some ideas. Because some of them are doing this for the first time, and this is great for them. Hopefully we don't have too much wind noise. This is great for them because it's a whole new business industry. Just like Thailand grew 20, 30 years ago by backpackers and travel vloggers that went to these islands in Thailand and went to Thailand and said, this is the place to be. Thailand, content creators, backpack travelers, vloggers, bloggers, they built the tourism business for Thailand. Without a shadow of a doubt, they have built that. Well, in the Maldives, we're seeing the same thing. Now, the resorts, not really a backpacker first destination, okay? But the resort also has a new competitor, and that's the local islands. And these local islands, they can start as easy as a room in a house with a Maldivian family, maybe eating some of the fish that was caught for the day. Beautiful story, wonderful experience for people, really, seriously. Now, we must respect the laws and the cultural differences. You will probably not find alcohol on these local islands. If alcohol is important to you, for now, you should take that into consideration prior to booking. If you can chill out for a few days, it might be good to cleanse the body with some nice new food, maybe some new spices, maybe some new fruits. Might not be a bad thing. Also, there are some islands that have a jetty service to a boat that may provide happy hour for a drink or two, and then you come back to the local islands. So they're finding innovative ways to try to build this industry for them. It's extremely important. And the Chinese that are coming here to support these islands and these atolls, this is an atoll, this is very important to the people of the Maldives, and they really appreciate the support. And of course, all other nations that are coming here, it's amazing. Really, it's amazing. Wow, we can hear the birds. Let's turn around here and just show you. Hopefully this wind is not playing too much of a part here. But everybody's got their sun chair out. And this is a place you don't got to come out early in the morning and put a towel to get a chair, because there are plenty of chairs, plenty of pools, and plenty of places to just chill out. Now this resort, as I told you, is a bit pricey, but that includes all the meals, all the drinks, all the entertainment, even in the water as well. Now I'm just going to now take you guys back for a little bit of a room review, okay? So bear with me, the wind noise. Hopefully it's not too bad. I hope not. And here is something that's scheduled. Hi. Hi. So this is a turtle's journey. Turtles are very popular here. And these dive staff and dive centers have qualifications and extremely qualified diving coaches as well, it might be a good place to learn and to get a permit if you like something like that. Of course, just on this resort, I'm seeing probably 70% Chinese. And the menu and the food menu has also really been quite exciting because it has massively expanded what I thought could never be expanded, my tastes and choices of food. They're introducing food from even other regions of China. Of course, the Indian food here is amazing because the spices and all that are imported from India. It's just beautiful. These roads are repaired every time after the rain. They got to come down and put a bit of sand in any bumps and rake them. But they do that on a daily basis. Hopefully they won't have to do it today because hopefully we're going to have a day of sunshine. I can get a tan. I haven't had a suntan in probably 3 years because I haven't been on vacation in a while. But that's the good news, is that this is an industry that is really coming back and thriving. And it just shows you the importance of all the people in the region. Imagine a country like the Maldives, where you can just get on a plane anywhere in Southeast Asia, and there's lots of Europeans that come through here. There are direct flights from Europe. We met a couple yesterday. There was a direct flight from Switzerland. Another couple, there's a direct flight from Germany. Another one, there's a direct flight from, another European capital. So the Europeans know about this place for sure. And I think the Chinese are just starting to discover this more and more and more each day. And I think, guys, and I appreciate you guys being part of this live stream today, seeing it, that this is only going to be an expanding, a forever expanding adventure for the resorts and the Chinese travelers. It's only a matter of time before the price points match everyone to come here. And when that happens, wow, a country of 1.5 billion starts to focus on leisure in a country the size of the Maldives. Well, that's going to make people very happy here. And that shows you another element of this forever important relationship with China and especially Southeast Asia. Not just the BRI, not just the International Land Sea Trade Corridor. It's really about understanding that these trade corridors bring prosperity even to small local islands that maybe have never had a chance to ever expand their tourism business. Well, they have that shot now. They have that logistical line in. They have that new bridge that China helped them build. They have a bright, bright future ahead of themselves. And it, to me, is very bright. Let's go have a look at the room here, and I will end off the live stream after we take this little journey. I'm going to take my shoes off because I don't want to bring sand in. But let's just have a look here. All right, I think maybe you guys can have a look. The bed's not made yet. I've got the drone ready to go. But this is a typical room here. Television, a little bit of a sofa. It's a bit dark in here. Sorry guys about that. And let me just show you here what is also in the back here. A beautiful bathtub. That's yours truly. Hi. and just a fantastic, this is about 80 to 100 meters, and we're within 10 little steps to the Indian Ocean. Well, everybody, I hope that answers and gives you a clear idea. It looks like Yulia has got the flippers and snorkel masks ready to go for us. But that's it for me here in the Maldives. I'll be heading back to China very soon. We'll have a little bit more of an update, and a very, very busy month coming up here with the Belt Road. I'll be going to Beijing, reporting on that as well, and being a co-host of a show there. That's it from me here in the Maldives on a beautiful island. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Take care.